The direction of power. This is personal insight and is for submissive men finding it hard to secure a dynamic with a dominant woman. You're listening to the Mistress Code. I'm RacyWilde. A lot of submissives look for mistresses who are extremely powerful, who don't need anyone. And yes, that kind of autonomous power, a woman who runs on her own internal force of femdom, who dominates for her own personal enjoyment, is incredibly attractive. She's in control. She doesn't show weakness by wanting to be with a man. She doesn't need one, and that in itself is captivating. But here's the truth most don't realize. If she doesn't need anyone, she doesn't need you. Women who run purely on self-generated dominance aren't usually engaging in DS dynamics because DS, by nature, implies a paradox: submission to be dominant. It implies the need for a dynamic. The concept of dominance submission depends on interaction, on the yin and yang. If she's not engaging with another person in a relational DS structure, then how does her dominance actually exist? Dominance in femdom is an active verb. It needs to be exercised, expressed, and received by another. Thus, there's a difference between dominers and dominatrices. Women who operate independently, who top and control, but don't require energy or surrender from another person in order to enjoy feeling their own dominance. Those women are dominatrices. They don't require a dynamic. They don't need your submission to feel powerful. They may be alluring, but also distant. Such women often dominate the sex industry precisely because it's a professional container where they don't need emotional entanglement. And this is the point. Many dominatrices intentionally keep emotional distance. It's a protection mechanism. When you have thousands of men approaching you, you learn quickly not to form deep connections. Emotional closeness gets in the way of the job. So if you keep falling for these types of women and wondering why they never choose you, this is why. They're not interested in choosing you. They're performing dominance for themselves or transaction, not connection. The mistake submissive men often make is confusing these two archetypes, femdom and dominatrix. And to be fair, many women don't know which one they are either. Some dominant women present themselves as if they want DS dynamics, but when a perfect man shows up and offers his submission, they seem to feel nothing, no pull, no desire to enter into that exchange. Why? Because their power is self-contained. They're not seeking connection. They're just interested in topping. Thus, some, but probably a lot, of lifestyle dominant women are dominatrices, not femdom. They perform dominance, but don't require submission. They can love men, date them, enjoy romance, but they want topping. They don't necessarily want to use their man in a power dynamic, as that's not how their dominance expresses. Femdom is different. Femdom is a relational orientation. A femdom needs a submissive to feel her power. She needs a dynamic to express her dominance. She's not self-contained. She is self-possessed, yes, but her power wants interconnection, to entwine. So your task, if you want a real DS dynamic, is to learn to distinguish between the two. If you keep chasing women who don't want, need, or value your submission, you'll keep feeling rejected, unseen, or disposable. It won't be because there's something wrong with you. It'll be because you aimed your devotion at the wrong archetype. And here's the hard truth. Many women won't be able to tell you which one they are, especially if they're new. And because the BDSM world doesn't do a good job of educating people to these distinctions. Spaces like FetLife are often anti-education, encouraging do what you want attitudes without context or depth. So many women are performing dominance without understanding their own psychological orientation towards it. But if you want better outcomes, better connection, and a real chance at being claimed, this is the distinction you must learn. You're probably wondering now, how do I spot the difference? What are the signs, the tells, the markers of real femdom who's hungry for dynamic connection? Well, I'm not going to give you the answers right now. Not yet. You're going to have to wait. This is the power. So just to add, dominant women often feel a power identity. They feel their power inside as part of who they are. The difference is their expression and direction of that power. A dominatrix often feels power because of her position and performance. They claim that power for themselves, regardless of a submissive. Their direction of power is inward. Femdom often feel power within themselves, regardless of position or performance, but are compelled to express their power as a leading force in a dynamic to fully experience themselves. Their direction of power is outward. The things that make this complicated is that these two power expressions are on a spectrum of time, mood, directive, and opportunity. If you're interested, I'm starting to publish a series called How to Find Your Dream Domina. I've uploaded to Amazon the first part of the series, which is called Obey Yourself First. Your surrender begins with deep self-knowledge. This part will help you orientate yourself towards submission. It will ask you some intimate, personal questions that you have likely not thought of before, but they are designed to help you understand who you are as a submissive and what you really want. So this first part is up now on Amazon. You're welcome to it. You can find all my publications on Amazon. Just go to my RacyWilde author page.